We at InZynk are basically a group of ABM nerds, and over time we have been able to see the power of real teamwork. And with teamwork, I mean the pure magic that can happen when marketeers and sales are working together. That being said, I'm not sure if you can relate, but to be honest, we meet marketers every day, and I don't know how many times we have heard that the sales team is doubting marketing's impact. Today, B2B marketers are not getting the recognition they deserve. Let me try to explain what I mean. So you're already doing a great job at the top of the funnel with creating leads and awareness, but we really want you to prove and show even more value by entering sales main stage. And with this, we mean also working more in the so-called middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel. Because working there, you can actually help sales close their deals, and you can also help your company grow existing clients. So instead of only being measured by traditional marketing metrics, we really want you to be measured on actual business outcome as well. So for us, it's quite simple. We want marketers and sales to work together and also win together with account-based marketing. And through our journey with ABM, we have seen what really works and drives success, and also seen somehow what doesn't work. Because when it comes to ABM, there are many opinions, and traditionally it's divided into three areas. We have the one-to-many approach, you have the one-to-few approach, and you have the one-to-one approach. The one-to-many approach is a wider approach and often used when targeting a large group of accounts. And here you almost every time use the same messaging to all. This can be hundreds and even thousands of companies, and it's often smaller transactional deals we are talking about. When it comes to the one-to-few approach, this is a much more sales-driven approach and mostly used when you target a smaller group of companies with similar characteristics like industry, niche, size, or even pain points. Here you use a much more tailored and industry-specific messaging and content. When it comes to the one-to-one approach, here we go very surgical, and this is also a much more strategic approach towards what we call the high-value accounts. Here you treat every account with a VIP treatment and use super tailored messaging. And what we have seen through the years is that ABM definitely suits best in the one-to-one and the one-to-few approach. Here we often work with high-value deals, you have long sales cycles, and you both have formal and informal stakeholders involved that you need to influence. So in short, ABM is all about getting personal and focusing on your most important accounts. That's where the magic happens, and that's also where marketers are getting noticed by sales and management. Here you can show real impact. And it's actually from this use case that we have designed our platform. So I think it's about time to just dive into it and have a look together with our product expert. Rasmus, are you ready to take the stage?
Thank you, Paul. I'm super ready and extremely excited. As Paul mentioned, we have been really focused on supporting a specific use case, which we find extremely effective when it comes to sort of ABM and B2B marketing. Three things that we have focused heavily on when it comes to our platform is that the user, it should be extremely easy for a user to get started and actually test the platform. With that comes that we have focused on sort of no heavy investment upfront, no long commitments, etc. We have also focused on the user experience quite heavily as well. So it's really easy for users to get started and actually test to get the value out of the platform. And it's also extremely easy to get those valuable insights on specific individual accounts that we know that our users are sort of eager to get. Jumping into first, we have a couple of slides showing sort of how to get started using the platform. So first of all, one of the products within the platform that users can experience is called account tracking. Account tracking is enabling users to identify organizations or accounts coming to your website and understand what they read, how long do they stay on your website, how many visitors are coming from this specific account, etc. So the steps to get started with account tracking is to simply add the individual script on your website, and then you identify and add your most important accounts to get those insights. And then the step 3 is to actually start working with those insights and distribute those within your organization. We know that some platforms have similar solutions, and the main difference for our platform is the focus on these individual accounts. How quick a user can get those insights and distribute them within them organizations really stands out. The second product within the platform is account advertising, and that enables our users to reach out to those most important accounts, and that is prioritized. And here, to get started, the first thing you do is to add those named accounts to your list or to your seat. And then, of course, you need something to reach out with, and that's when you upload your creatives or your ads into the platform. And then the step 3 is to actually connect those two. So you connect the target account with a specific ad. And then I'm going to jump into the platform to show what it looks like. And now I'm going to try to slide the entire screen. I think it worked. So jumping into the platform, as I mentioned, we have 2 products. We have account tracking, as you can see in the left side menu, and we also have advertising. All of these, both of these products have 3 different views. So for account tracking, the first view is the dashboard, which visualizes and highlights then the website traffic coming to your website. What we do is that we only show data that is connected to actually organizations. So if you would compare this data to what you see in, for instance, a Google Analytics, we would have much lower data showed in our platform. So the first thing you stumble upon is a top bar, which aggregates all data based on the selected time frame. So we have classical sort of or traditional website metrics as page views, visitors, time on site, average time on site, etc. We also differentiate the accounts that you have actually named or prioritized. We call them target accounts. And then we have all other accounts, which is called visiting accounts. Beneath this, you have a graph over time showing trends and specific events that have happened in terms of the visits coming to your website. You can aggregate this in different ways to see if you want to see specific dates or if you want to see more of an overall trend. In the dashboard, you're also able to get some insights into some of your prioritized accounts. And these cards and these account views are made, the main focus is to give really valuable insights to both the marketeers, but also the sales reps that are responsible or owning these accounts. To get those insights, you can firstly look at these cards to see some high-level data, and you can see a comparison towards the last time period as well, and you can see a graph for the last 7 days. But you can also click on this company, and then you will get into a view showing only data for this specific company. And this is really where the platform stands out in terms of how easy it is to get those insights. So we have, as mentioned, the traditional metrics as well. We also have the comparison for the comparing time frame. and we have a graph over time showing the specific visits and page views for this individual company. I will jump into this further down the road, but if you also have advertising, you will also see a graph showing how the ads are sort of performing and delivering to this account. And moving further down, we have a list of the most visited pages coming from this account. So you can see exactly what this account has been reading about on your website, how many times they have visited a specific page, how much time they are actually spending on your website. And you can also see the sources. So how have these users or visitors come to your website? If it's through organic searches, if it's from social media, or if it's from other channels. Going back, we also have more of a prospecting sort of tool. So you can look at, from a website perspective, what pages have these are the most read or the most interesting one. So for each URL or each page, you can see time spent, page views, visitors, but also you can see how many target accounts has been visiting this page and how many in total accounts have been visiting this page. So if we focus on these insights for specific named accounts, we can click on this account in the left side menu. So here you will see all of the accounts that you have named as the most prioritized ones. So, and they will be presented in either this grid view, where you can gain some quick insights into the changes in traffic or the changes in behavior, what's happened during the last week, etc. You can also have a look at this view in a table view, where you are more sort of presented with a table where you can sort and filter on specific things. And if we go to the more than prospecting view and look at the visitors that you might not have prioritized yet, we can click on that. And these are showing then all companies visiting your website during the selected time frame. If it's a target account or if it's a prioritized account, that would be highlighted through the small icon here. And here we have the same sort of views, like if we have a table view and we have a grid view. And you can, of course, click on any of these to see the specific details of that company behavior on your website. And if we jump back to the dashboard, this is something that our users usually find quite interesting. And that's that when you look at the dashboard and you see, sorry, the data on the visiting pages. Let me just refresh this. You can actually identify some interesting pages on your website that are of more maybe intent if you want. You can also star mark some of these and toggle that bar so you can mark them as favorites. And then you can actually click on that specific URL to see data coming from that specific page. You can see the aggregated data, you can see the trends over time, and you can also see what specific companies has come to that site. So here you can start identifying interesting activity on your website from a company or an account perspective. That's all for the account tracking part, and now we will move into the advertising part. So the advertising, that product also has 3 different views. We have a dashboard, we have the targeted account, and then we have the ads or the creatives that you have uploaded to your site. And in the dashboard, you will see sort of traditional then advertising metrics such as impressions and clicks and budget spent. You have the same possibility to change the time frame. And also, if you want to have some kind of a segmentation of your dashboard, you can do that as well. And then we have a graph similar to the one in account tracking, but here we show the impressions and clicks over time. You can start to see specific dates or if you want to see trends. And further down below, the top 3 account is highlighted in terms of number of impressions that has been delivered to these accounts. So the number of times your logo has been shown. And further down, we have the top 3 ads. and the top 3 ads are sorted by the engagement, so in terms of the click rate. And if we move forward to the targeted accounts, you will then have a list view of the targeted accounts, where you can see the data in terms of how many impressions have this company received, how many clicks, but also how many visits and page views they have, times they have visited your website. If you click on one of these accounts, you will go into the account view for advertising. So here you will see a specific aggregated view for this company. And you will also see more details in terms of the actual ads that you are now sort of targeting this company with, and the specific data and the settings for that company. If we move to the creative section, you will have a similar view where you can see all of the ads or the creatives that is uploaded to your website or to the site. And you will also see then how many accounts are actually connected to these creatives and the specific data for these creatives. And you can also click on one creative to see more highlighted sort of the individual performance of each company. And going back, I plan to show how easy it is to get started. I think that we still have some time left. So when you set up advertising, you select a targeted account. So I'm going to go with the company 3 here. And then I want to connect it to the ad that is called Understand Your Key Accounts. So what you simply do is you click the connect button here, and then the company 3 is then highlighted to be shown with this specific ad. I click on next. I select the time frame of my targeting or the advertising period, like that. Here you can select the specific landing page of this company. So when they engage with the ad, where should they land? If you have a specific customer case, for instance, that is highly relevant, or you want to tag it with a UTM tag or other campaign tags, that could be done here. And then you click on the next step, and here you select the budget for this specific advertising activity. So how much do you want to spend for this specific company? And you can drag the slider here, or you can type in a specific number that you want. And then you have an estimate of the total time and how many impressions that will be shown. And then when you click on finish, you can simply choose between starting advertising, or you can save it as a draft if you want to go back and review something. And then I think that we are going to move into the presentation again. So we have that's basically the platform as of today, and we have some sneak peeks that we would like to show you quite quickly in terms of what's coming in the platform next. So the first one is something that we call Landing Zone. Landing Zone works. Is activated based on that. So someone enters your website and we match that IP address to our database, so we can identify which company comes to the website. And when that is done, we can put a landing zone, some people call it a pop-up, that will more tailor the experience of coming to your website when you enter the starting page. And this is extremely relevant when you have potentially a really large site, and when it's really difficult for the users to find those really relevant pieces of information that you want to share with those individual companies or segments. And then we also have something called AI ads. And AI ads is actually based on our workflow when it comes to creating content. So we have based it on both the sort of the advertising part, but also the target part. So both the advertising company, but also the targeted accounts, website information, basically. I think this is intended to play when I click a button. So let us see if it works. So here, when this is generated, we create firstly a some kind of a copy suggestion. And if we move once again, then we also generate some kind of a background image, and then you have some possibility to create the settings in terms of what the call to action should be like, what colors or what font to choose, etc. And if we jump next, then we have the key takeaways. I think that we will also have some questions. We have 4 minutes left, so that's great. But the key takeaways from the platform is really to be able to show that extra value, to gain those insights from the specific individual accounts that is of high importance for your sales reps. Also, no upfront costs. It's easy to get started. You pay as you go. And it's really easy to set up, as I just showed you. You can be up and running in a couple of minutes if you're slightly experienced, as I am. And if you're a new user, I would expect you to be up and running in half an hour, maybe. Do we have any questions so far?
Yes, we have a few here. So the first that came in was, let's see, where are the advertising shown, was one of the questions.
Yeah, and that's a really common question. So we are connected to millions of news sites, basically globally. So the technology behind is basically activating when users are reading on some of these news sites, and those users are coming from a prioritized account or a target account. Then the ads are then activated and shown towards those users. So it's a bit differently towards sort of traditional marketing when you select where to show your ads and then you hope that the users enter that website. We sort of do it the opposite way.
Okay, great. And then another one is, it sounds really easy to get started when you've shown it, but what can you actually, what do you actually need to do before you get started?
Yes, so what you actually need to do, or sort of the minimum criteria, is to identify those most important accounts, and then you also need to have some kind of a content piece to that is relevant for those accounts to display to them. That's the main things. And to get started with the account tracking part, that's basically to implement the script on your website.
Okay. And then next one is a few here. So yeah, get some water, that's good. And then another, it says, actually, how much does it cost? If we can say something about the costs around this.
Yeah, so as we mentioned, we don't have any sort of big upfront costs or sort of long commitment things going on. So the platform itself costs 200 euros or 2,000 kroners a month. And that's sort of ongoing 30 days. And the media spend or the media budget, that is set or decided on when you connect an ad to an account. And as I showed, it's quite visual how much you want to sort of invest in that specific prioritized account. And that's basically the sort of the cost that's attached to the platform.
Great, so very flexible, and yeah, that's really great. And then the last one here, I think for now, which is how do you track mobile users?
So mobile users are tracked if they are working or using the company network. So they're sort of logged into the Wi-Fi of the company. Then those mobile users are tracked. If a mobile user is not on the company Wi-Fi and they are instead on their internet service providers network, then they are untracked and connected to a specific company.
Okay. So this is the last chance for now to ask questions if there's any more. Yes, so there's actually another one. Do we have time for one more, Rasmus? One more question?
We can have time for one more.
Okay, so this is one says, can ad design templates be added to the ad designer in the platform you show?
So for regarding the sneak peek of the AI ads, or was it more regarding ads in general? And I think maybe it's difficult to rewrite the question, so I can answer both. So in terms of uploading your ads in the platform currently, you aren't able to edit the ads. You're simply able to upload sort of already done ads, basically, or finished ads. In the sneak peek of the AI ads, our sort of thinking currently is that you will be able to edit the ads in the platform as well, in an ad editor, basically. But as shown, this will first be released as a beta version, where we have limited functionality, and then we will continuously add functionality dependent on the user feedback, etc.
Okay, I hope and think that answered the question, so that's good. Yeah, so I guess this is it. We are out of time, actually, 2 minutes over. So thank you everyone for joining us today. And thank you Rasmus and Paul and InZynk for this great presentation. Very interesting.
And thank you all, and thank you, Katrina, as well.
Thank you so much.
Got a comment here at the end. Thank you. Looks fantastic. Excellent work. So that was a nice ending.
Great. Thank you. Bye-bye.